Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ryan Cummings.
I'm Derek Francis. First tonight at 10 o'clock, of course, that big update from the CDC today in the ongoing fight against COVID.
Anyone who is fully vaccinated can participate in indoor and outdoor activities, large or small, without wearing a mask or physical distancing. If you are fully vaccinated, you can start doing the things that you had stopped doing because of the pandemic.
Yeah, CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky calling it an exciting and powerful moment, saying the science supports the updated guidance. She also said infections in vaccinated people are more likely to have a lower viral load, maybe shorter in duration, and have a lower risk of transmission to others.
The guidance from the CDC is not a full-on repeal of the masks. They will still be needed to be worn in crowded indoor settings like buses, planes, hospitals, prisons, and homeless shelters. But restrictions could be eased up for reopening workplaces and schools. And tonight we are taking an in-depth look at what this could mean for restaurants and other businesses. Our Janice Allen has that part of the story.
Yeah, first we start with Angeline McCall, who has a closer look at today's announcement and how local health departments are responding. Angeline.
Derek and Ryan, local health experts want you to know that this is just a recommendation, and the state of Michigan could choose to follow that recommendation, or they could choose not to and instead go with Governor Whitmer's plan that she has previously laid out, saying that she would like to lift the face mask requirement when 70% of people in this state are vaccinated.
And for now, after a year of hard work and so much sacrifice, the rule is very simple. Get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do.
President Joe Biden celebrating what he called a great milestone in the transition for a post-pandemic society.
I need to single out one more group to praise: the American people. The American people. For more than a year, you've endured so much, and so many lost jobs, so many businesses lost, so many lives upended, and so many months that our kids couldn't be in school.
Local health experts say the recommendation is just that, though, a recommendation, with MDHHS still having a choice to keep the mask mandate if they so choose.
At this moment, I would still encourage people to continue to wear a face mask in public places until the state changes their order.
Dr. Adam London with the Kent County Health Department says the move could sway those who haven't yet gotten a vaccine.
We think that many of those people will now have some motivation, and they may be willing to take that extra step to get vaccinated so they also can benefit from this recommendation.
While medical experts hope it could increase immunizations, they recognize it may not convince those who totally distrust vaccines.
For the real hardcore people that have ideological objections to the vaccine, this vaccine, or to all vaccines, I don't think it's going to change their mind. Their mind is made up.
Dr. Richard Van Enck with Bronson Health says it still remains to be seen if those who choose to stay unvaccinated could take advantage of the order.
You're depending on the people to exercise personal responsibility, and I don't know if that's always a good assumption. And so I guess we'll find out how much personal responsibility people have now.
To date, here in Michigan, more than 7.5 million people have received at least one dose of the vaccine. MDHHS told us in a statement that they are reviewing the guidelines that the CDC laid out today, but did not add if they would choose to follow those or not. Reporting in Grand Rapids, Angeline McCall, Fox 17 News.
All right, Angeline. Of course, business owners trying to figure out what this all means for customers and their bottom line during the pandemic.
Fox 17's Janice Allen is live tonight after speaking with a couple of them today to get their reaction. Janice.
Right. Ryan, Derek, they are having to adjust yet again with really no notice. Two restaurant owners I spoke with today, including one who owns the Candied Yam behind me here in Kentwood, say this change is frustrating, it's confusing. First having to police whether or not someone was wearing a mask, and now having to worry about policing whether or not someone is truly vaccinated.
I don't know what I can do to enforce that. I am not the police. I cook fried chicken.
Candied Yam owner Jessica Ann Tyson is at her wit's end.
That I have to change the rules. My signs on my doors get changed constantly. So if there's a mandate from the governor, if there's something from the CDC.
The latest news that fully vaccinated people no longer need to wear a mask indoors means more new signs and changes yet again.
It's been hard. It's been really hard. But I just think it's going to cause an extra layer of stress for everyone involved.
Stress on overloaded employees already struggling to survive the closures and restrictions the pandemic has brought.
It's hard to make it on us as a business, and you never want to turn anyone away, especially now.
Chef Jenna Archidiacono of Amore Restaurant in Comstock Park saying restaurant owners need clarification from the state about what to do next.
Knowing my husband, he will want people to wear masks still until we get a solid answer as to what's going on. Yeah, I think that's the safest possible answer right now until we know more. We're already dealing with other issues like market prices for chicken wings and things that are weird. To add us policing your vaccine card is just too much.
She says for her restaurant and others like TYSON's, masks aren't the problem. It's the continued cap on capacity.
Until they change that rule, then nothing is helping us at all.
And we also reached out to the Grand Rapids Chamber about this, who said that this really now highlights the need for Governor Whitmer and state leaders to update our restrictions to match with what the CDC is saying.
Michigan is still one of the states with the most restrictions on business, in particular indoor gatherings. Ohio has no limitations. Indiana has no limitations, nor does Wisconsin. Illinois has it up to 250 for indoor gatherings. We're only at 25, and that is preventing weddings, conventions, conferences. And as a result, we're losing business to other states.
And keep in mind, restaurants and bars here in Michigan also have to still contend with the curfew that is 11 p.m. each night. Reporting live in Kentwood, I'm Janice Allen, Fox 17 News.
All right, Janice, of course, all the news about the masks coming a day after the CDC gave the green light to start vaccinating kids 12 and up with the Pfizer shot. And Bronson Healthcare has already opened the signups for a clinic and holding it this Sunday. Signups for a clinic that is holding this Sunday from 1 to 5 to get those younger teens the vaccine. Bronson says there will be 4 to 5 different vaccine stations set up to administer the doses.
We're going to have pediatric staff there and pediatricians there that are just used to giving vaccines to kids. These are older kids, so there's not a ton of differences, but again, we want to make sure that they feel comfortable and that they see our familiar faces and that they're just talked to in a way that they can understand and be as relaxed as possible.
Yeah, vaccine appointments also available through the Kent County and Lake Shore through Spectrum Health, Mercy Health, and the Grand Rapids Public School System. Parental permission, of course, is needed for minors to get the shots, however. There have been questions about the shot for that age group. To go a little more in depth on that when it comes to reactions, Pfizer says the top 3 adverse reactions for 16 and 17-year-olds were pain at the injection site, fatigue, and headaches. For kids 12 to 15, their top 3 also pain at the injection site, fatigue, headaches, but at different percentages. You see there, trial data from Pfizer, shows the vaccine was 100% effective for that age group.
Meanwhile, today the state added more than 2,000 cases of COVID, bringing the total to more than 871,000. 112 additional deaths were added, most of those from a vital records review. More than 18,000 people have died from COVID in Michigan. 703,000 have recovered. That number will be updated again tomorrow. Something good to tell you about tonight, a big night for students at Kellogg Community College.
Yeah, today, 2 drive-through graduation ceremonies held, including one for last year's class, which of course missed out during the pandemic. That cruising commencement went through the parking lot of the school's North Avenue campus in Battle Creek to the crest of Full Circle Drive, where they were greeted by staff members, the Board of Trustees, and receiving their ceremonial diploma tube. Those who missed out on their ceremony last year say it really meant a lot to be included in this year's celebration.
It honestly means the world because, like, when I graduated from Lakeview High School in 2018, shout out to you guys, it was really nice. And then, like, last year when I didn't get to do it, I was like, oh, okay. But this year now it just feels amazing to finally get to walk and say that I'm a college graduate for the second time.
Yeah, graduate supporters being encouraged to share their photos and videos using the hashtag #AlwaysABruin. Class of 21 is the 63rd graduating class from Kellogg Community College.